Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the Morning Brunch. I'm Renee Skinner.
And I'm Nathan Kitchens.
All right, here's what's on the menu for today's brunch. We're going to take a look at our favorite stories of the day. Then, why do we ghost each other? A clinical psychologist breaks it down later on in the show.
And also, I'll give you a look at today's fantastic weather in our last bite.
Yeah, you don't want to ghost Mother Nature right now. She's doing us all good.
I know.
All right, so here's what's on my plate. Could the most effective treatment for depression and anxiety be exercise? A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found all forms of exercise perform better at reducing symptoms than medication or therapy. Supervised or group aerobic exercise was the most effective at reducing depression, and shorter, lower intensity exercise was best for relieving anxiety. Now, this story definitely stuck out to me because I've experienced depression and anxiety, and as I'm trying to find the best ways to cope, I am finding that taking a longer walk or, going for a brisk jog for 15 seconds is a good way to kind of, put a stop to the depression and the anxiety. And it's because the endorphins that exercise releases in your brains, I think they're endorphins, the chemicals that are released in your brain, and they help you become happy. So I just think that that's interesting how a study looked at people who exercised versus people who just use therapy and medicine to kind of help with their mental health issues. But really all you have to do is move. But it's a lot easier said than done.
It sure is.
Because with our schedule, it is just so hard to, get the oomph to go outside and exercise. I don't know how you do it. Nathan here likes to ride his bike and walk.
I try, but some days I do fail and I don't. And I feel like lately I've been kind of failing when it comes to exercise. I haven't been doing as much, although yesterday I did get out and it made me feel better.
See, there you go.
But, I kind of struggle, especially in the winter when it's really cold outside with the cloudier days, shorter daylight hours. I get somewhat of that seasonal affective disorder, and it just, you kind of feel down because it's so gloomy out, and it's harder to get outside. It's harder to motivate yourself. But when you finally get a warmer day like yesterday, I found myself like, I did take a nap when I got home from work. I was frustrated because I could have spent all that time going outside, but then finally I woke up and there was still like an hour left before sunset. I was like, I've got to make the most of this. I'm going to go outside, go for a walk. So I went down to the walking trail for a little bit, and it was just so nice to feel the warm sun hitting your face and to walk outside in the air, not hurt like we're so used to.
Yeah.
Lately, it was just really nice and refreshing. I know I just felt better. And anytime I do make that push to go exercise instead of taking a nap or just sitting around eating my hot Cheetos, it does make me feel so much more accomplished. Like, I did this, I could have been sleeping, but instead I got myself up, I got myself motivated, and I did something, and I made something of the day. So it does make you feel a lot more accomplished, and it gives you a lot more motivation to keep going when you do incorporate some exercise into your day. So. And
I find too that my dogs help me be accountable because you have to walk them, right?
That's true. Oh.
So, they definitely keep me accountable even when I don't want to get outside. Sunshine and sunlight helps with your mood too, and I think
it really does.
The weather definitely affects your mood. So if you can get outside and enjoy the sunshine while we have it, do it. Whether you have little dogs that get on your nerves or not,
Yeah, I had a little chihuahua that would get on my nerves sometimes. She was very needy, always needing to go potty and all that. So they keep you on your toes for sure.
They sure do.
But yeah, about the sunlight, we need more of that. We don't ever get enough of it. But
I know, but you said, if I am not mistaken, you said that we're in for a rough one after this bit of sunshine.
Well,
not to give
Mother
your forecast
Nature
away.
likes to balance things out, and she's treating us right now, but that's only going to last so long.
Yeah, so take advantage.
It's going to go the other way again so it's fall spring, but we'll take it. On my plate today, the Salvation Army of McLean County is announcing the results for its annual Red Kettle campaign. Last week, 225 volunteers were recognized for ringing bells for more than 1,300 hours. Impressive. This year, more than $822,000 were raised, and that is 82% of the organization's goal. College Park Christian Church receiving the Volunteer of the Year award. Leadership says while the campaign fell short of its goal, the community support is always appreciated. And this story stuck out to me because there's always this push, as you're getting toward the holidays for the Red Kettle campaign. It helps to support the community outreach programs that the Salvation Army helps to offer and fund, and it's helping a lot of people in our community, and it's very important that people do understand what the Salvation Army stands for, and they are a huge, vital, important part of our community and helping us out. So it's great to see that people coming together in a time that's very tough to give money, because a lot of people are struggling to make ends meet themselves. The paychecks aren't going so far. They've got to, especially during Christmas time, not only are you trying to provide for your family, but you're trying to think, okay, I've got to buy gifts, and where am I going to come up with the money? But people still giving some of their extra cash to give toward the Salvation Army and all of the good that it does in our community. So it's really good to see that, even if they did fall a little bit short. It's great to see those hundreds of volunteers that donated so many hundreds of hours of their time to raise that money and to reach toward their goal. So
yeah, and I mean, chances are you're standing outside in the cold.
It's always so cold.
It's
yes.
wet, and you're just ringing this bell, excuse me, and you're just wanting people to give, and that's so awkward. But kudos to all the volunteers who stood outside for hours just doing that, because
it's not easy. I feel for them. They're almost always just really kind too. Anytime you see them like at a Walmart or somewhere, it's freezing cold and they're out there for hours, and it's like, how in the world do you stand it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's miserable out there. So, all right. Well, we don't have a mega question, but we do have a mega topic. Ghosting is never good, whether it's when you're dating or job hunting or just in general, right? Well, a clinical psychologist decided to study why we do it, and he came up with this answer. He says it's not about being rude or uncaring, it's about self-protection. He says ghosting is driven by the brain's survival system, which prioritizes immediate relief from stress, anxiety, or shame over long-term connection. Now, if you're a person that ghosts, you should know that in the moment it feels safe, but in the long term, he says it leads to loneliness, guilt, and damaged trust. Yeah, very interesting.
I'm guilty.
Yeah, I am guilty. I think we're all guilty of ghosting someone or something.
Yes.
But look at the video. It's a literal ghost.
Isn't that great?
Oh, our producers. Oh, my goodness. But
like,
yeah.
where do they find that?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, I mean, I could see it as a way to self-protect, but I think you should tell someone, hey, it ain't working because A, B, C, and D. Not just ghost them or block their number, even though it's tempting and it's very like, hey, there's an easy way out. Just block their number. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It happens, I think, to all of us at some point, and it does hurt if you're ever the person on the other end who is ghosted. You feel like they don't care about you, and it's really tough. And I think that kind of applies to a lot of things we do in life, as far as going for the things that make us feel better and not feel stressed. Like if there's certain situation on hand and you need to get all these tasks done, but instead you choose to do something totally different because you don't want to face that, and you just keep putting it off.
I ghost chores all the time.
My goodness. I'll get home from work and I got all these things on my to-do list. I got to run on these errands, and I got to call these people, and instead I'll just sit there and watch the Golden Girls or Raymond, or just sitting there on YouTube and doing exactly what I shouldn't be doing. But I put off the hard things, and I should just go forward and with the hard things head first, and then have my leisure time later. But
there was one time where I was trying to date this young man, and there was one day where we didn't text at all, and I was like, oh, what's happening? And then I just texted him, and I was like, hey, did I do something wrong? And he was like, no, to be honest, ... And then he sends me this text and says, I'm involved with 2 other women. And
okay.
But at the time, I appreciated his honesty. Like, at least he was honest.
That's true. At least he did admit.
He gave me a choice to exit.
A lot of guys wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So, just try to be upfront if you can, instead of just ghosting people. He didn't ghost me, and I appreciated that.
Yeah. Yep. Honesty is always the best policy. So.
Yep, sure is. Well, can we go to break now? Okay, cool. We're going to go to break, but we've got a lot more topics to get through.
Absolutely.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Morning Brunch. Most people expect sick leave and vacation days from work, but what do you do when you're suffering from heartbreak?
Ooh.
A new ZETI report finding that 1 in 3 employees have called out sick for or used PTO after a romantic breakup, with men and younger workers the most likely to call out. The data is showing many workers think broken hearts deserve a little PTO and that employers should offer heartbreak leave. Wow. 40% feel that they need at least 3 days of PTO after a breakup. 43% say workplace productivity suffers, while 38% report lower motivation and engagement.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Free breakup dumplings. Look at that.
That's great.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. The study said that men are more likely to call out sick during a heartbreak, and I kind of feel for men because whenever a man goes through heartbreak, you know, you don't get to go with your guys to watch a movie and eat ice cream and just cry. And men are just like, you good? All right, get over it.
Gotta stay strong.
Right. So men don't get to express what they're going through fully.
We don't. It's part of like just the way we're built. That you can't show it. We hide it all inside.
Right. Society. You guys got to get it together. Men can cry. I don't think it makes you any less of a man if you're heartbroken and you want to cry and express yourself.
It just shows that you have a heart and you have love and that you felt for them, and it's a hard time to not have that a relationship that you maybe desired or it just didn't work out like you hoped. Thankfully for people like me, you know, I'm not really in the dating scene. I don't get in relationships with people.
He said thankfully.
I don't know, sometimes that seems like a good thing. But luckily, I've never had to really experience that as far as like coming to work and dealing with heartbreak from like a relationship of like a girlfriend where it didn't work out.
Oh, it's murder.
I've had a girlfriend probably in 10 years, so that's...
Oh, Nathan. We gotta fix that.
It's going to happen someday. I just think it's going to fall in my lap, you know. I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to meet them, look them in the eye, and it's like, that's the one.
You're not going to know what to do with her.
We'll get married 2 months after we meet. The rest will be history. But
yep, I can't wait. Front row at that wedding. Front row, baby. All right. Well, a new study says couples are happier when they see their partners as savers rather than spenders. I think we've talked about this before, but researchers at the University of Georgia surveyed couples about their spending habits and income, as well as their satisfaction levels with their marriage and their finances. The researchers found that couples were happier when they thought their partners were saving more than they were spending, even if that wasn't actually the case. The research showed that each partner's happiness was closely tied to the other's financial behavior. And for those still playing the field, your finances still matter. Nearly 20% of people say credit card debt is a dating deal breaker. Well, you know what? I am not eligible then because I got credit card debt, I got hospital debt, I got student loans. So just don't date me then.
That's why I'm going to marry rich someday.
Yes, that's it.
That's the goal. The older I get, the better that sounds.
I want to be a rich housewife so bad. There you go. You could be a rich house husband. There we go. But yeah, I mean, how you act before you are married is how you're going to act when you are married.
Exactly. And sometimes you go into a relationship thinking, well, they're this way, but I'm going to change them.
No.
I've got the power to change them.
Only God can do
exactly
that.
how I want them to be. But that's how a lot of divorces and breakups happen because people they marry somebody who they think is, you know, a lot of people might tell them, hey, they're not right for you, but you think, oh, because you're a certain way, you're going to persuade them and change their habits. But just because you're married or together, it doesn't mean that they're going to change their ways. They're going to stay the same. So take note.
Listen to Nathan.
Take note before you put a ring on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, gone are the days of girls' night out. Now it's all about the night in. Women over 21 were asked what they look at this party scene. They were asked what they prefer, and overwhelmingly majority said they rather stay home and be cozy than go out on the town with their gal pals. This survey was conducted on behalf of Cabot Creamery, I think. They wanted to know what a perfect girls' night looks like for women ahead of Galentine's Day. Most said besides being cozy, quality conversation and good food are essential. The night in. Yeah, I can see. Cozy. Have you ever been to a club before, Nathan?
No, not.
Have you been to a party?
Oh yeah,
like these people?
Like that. It's been a while, but man, it takes me back to like middle and high school, and We would sometimes throw some parties. Like we had a neighbor that was like about our age, and sometimes we would, like, especially on Friday nights, stay out late and put on some loud music and dance. And we didn't do anything bad, I promise, Mom and Dad. But we just had some fun. We're blasting music, and it just felt so freeing. And I wish I could go back to those days because we'd party, and we still were kind of at an age where we didn't have a lot of responsibilities yet. So it was a great time in my life. But I have not been to many great parties in my 20s and now 30s now.
Yeah. I will admit, in my 20s, I was a party animal. Every weekend, I was going to the club with some girlfriends. Every weekend.
I feel like if I didn't have my family to keep me straight, then I probably would have strayed and done some pretty crazy stuff.
Are you saying I strayed?
No, okay, I definitely did not mean to word it that way. I now realized like that did not sound good.
No, I'm just kidding,
I feel like I got so many obligations like with my family that it's like forced me to stay out of like a social circle and to stay like just keep my head above water, so to speak, because I have to be there for my family. But
absolutely.
So I think that's actually a good thing. I'll give them credit for that because I think it's kept me. I don't have a criminal record, so I'm glad about that.
So he says. But yeah, I mean, when I would go out it just gets old going out.
I'm sure.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's the same atmosphere. It's the same people. You know, it just gets old. So I would rather opt for a night in with someone I like rather than going out any day.
I'm just so tired. I'm so tired from work. I just, like on a Friday night, I just want to be relaxed, watch a good movie, eat some popcorn, and I don't want to go out and have to travel and
have to deal with people. Ugh.
Enough peopling. Well, apparently office romances are alive and well ahead of Valentine's Day, and that's according to Monster's 2026 Workplace Relationships Report. A third of workers surveyed say that they've had a romantic relationship at work. More than half admit that they've had a crush on a coworker or a manager. Not everyone acts on those feelings, but the data shows connections with others are still important at the workplace. 65% feel at least somewhat close to their coworkers, and 55% have stayed in a job longer than they planned because of a great manager.
Why is it always a lady leaning over the desk? And
it's always...
I've never seen people act this way at an office ever.
I have yet to experience
this video.
I've seen it in movies, but
in
reality TV shows.
I've never. No, if anyone like crossed my desk like that, I would look at them like, "What are you doing?" But
you're looking good.
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I mean, I would be very careful about office romances. I've dated at the workplace before in my past, and come to find out this person had dated other women who worked there too. So I was surrounded by exes.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's just, you have to be so careful about that. But I know people who met at work and they're married now.
And I know like husband and wives like in television. And I even know one that I went to school with, and they anchor together on the news.
Yes, I've met people like that.
And how crazy would that be? Your husband and wife anchoring the evening news.
And you're mad at each other for not doing the dishes, and I got to make eye contact with you at the news desk.
It's always like interesting chemistry, because a lot of times you can tell that they're more than just sitting there together, that they have a real relationship beyond it.
I don't know if I could do that. I just like, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So I would just like to go on with my day, you know, do my job and go home and then see you. I don't want to I don't know. It's just a lot.
If they're around all the time, it's rough.
Yeah, especially if I'm married to you, there will always be forever. Okay.
That's why, you know, the older I get, I think like long distance relationships might actually be a good thing.
That might be.
You don't get too tired of each other.
Yeah.
Already.
Look at that.
As far as like workplace romances, though, that always is something that's very risky to me. It scares me.
Very.
I'd be very scared unless you really feel like it's right.
Yeah.
You should go with it. But
yeah, agreed.
Well, on my plate. Oh, actually, no. Why did I say on my plate?
Because it's about a restaurant.
It's still about restaurants. Okay. I'm hungry. Some restaurant servers are sharing their do's and don'ts of tipping. Workers say that if you have a rude or unruly person in your party, it's best to throw a few extra bucks. Your server's way. I don't know why I'm laughing. I just had a thought back. Baristas say that they do expect tips, especially if you have a difficult order, because it requires time, skill, and attention to detail. I don't know why I'm laughing. Here's what not to do. Don't tip coins. Most workers don't have time for jingling pockets, especially when They're running around from table to table. Another thing not to do, if you get a discount on your meal, that does not mean that you get to skimp on your tip.
I disagree with that. If you knock off a price, I am going by that total, and I will tip you 13%
That's how
according
I go too.
to that price.
I'm the same way.
Come on. I think I'm a good tipper, though. Yeah, I think I am.
No, I'm always very,
Yeah.
I know being a waitress or waiter is a very hard job. Dealing with people all the time, a lot of commands from people, and people can be very rude. So they deserve at least 20%.
They do.
So
Great. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got your last bites coming up. Stick around.
welcome back. As we come to a close, here's your last bites. Starting with that joke of the day.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is a good one. I'm sorry.
This is a giggle box over here.
Where do football players go when their old jersey gets messed up? I don't know why that's so funny.
Oh my God, I know that. It's New Jersey. They go to New Jersey.
They go to New Jersey. You got that right.
You thought that was funny, Nathan?
I just love geography. I just thought that was great.
Okay, well, tell us about our geography.
I think that's one of my favorite ones we've had. All right, our weather here in central Illinois is looking really great today. We got plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are starting to warm up as well. Not quite as warm as yesterday. We were a little bit spoiled on Tuesday, but even today it's not bad. We're at 39. We'll see a high today around 46, which is still above average. Our average high this time of year is around 37, so we're above that, and we are way above that over the next week. We'll see temperatures tomorrow around 48, and then we got 50s starting on Friday for the weekend. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better Valentine's Day, 53 degrees, and by early next week, we're getting close to 60 degrees and mainly dry, so yeah, Mother Nature is really giving us a nice little treat right now, which always scares me because you know on the other side, there's going to have to be, she's going to make up for this, so.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's coming for, what is it? She's payback, I don't know, something, karma, something like that. All right, well, thanks, Nathan. That's all the time we have for you all this morning.
Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to CIProud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.